concerning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that? Carried on into the penalty area. Here he is. And then Giroud. What a goal. Brilliantly worked. Fantastically finished.
Well, here's Ramsey. And Alexis Sanchez. Great footwork. 3-0. Liverpool blown away. A 3-goal, 8-minute Arsenal blast.
Alexis blocked by Newcastle defender. Still not cleared. Wow, what a volley. Where others failed, Ozil has succeeded. Well done, Arteta. Plenty of hit here.
Yes! Arsenal have their breakthrough. Mikel Arteta. They deserve it.
Oh, they're behind again. It's amazing. It's Aaron Ramsey. That's the response of Arsenal. Andy Iwobi, nicely done. Brilliantly done. Bayern Walcott. Sensational Arsenal goal.
Is that a handball? No. Nothing the play can do. Great, what a goal! Arsenal have made it 3-0. Jack Wilshere with an absolute thunderbolt.
Jack Wilshere with an absolute thunderbolt. Tony, welcome to the Clock End Talking Arsenal podcast. How are we, mate?
I think it's fair to say that most Arsenal fans at the this morning or whatever time it is, wherever you are, will have a similar answer to me.
Yeah, it's been a fucking nightmare, hasn't it? I was sitting here and I'm having a beer and I said to Tony, I said, look, it's deadline day. Let's jump online, see what everybody's up to, and try and try and say to the lads, fucking hang in there, deadline day. Hopefully we sign somebody.
Yeah, I mean, we've still got that hope. We've got, just over 12 hours to go, plus extensions if needed. But, yeah, here's hoping, I guess.
Rick just says should be a quick chat. Yeah, it'll be very fucking quick. News came out, I think it was yesterday for you. Awa? Yeah. Awa. Yeah, pretty much done and dusted, they're saying. Dead.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't say done and dusted. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not one that gets massively into the hype of transfers. And I said to someone the other day, like, people were moaning at Aulas the whole time, like, oh, I hate dealing with him, blah, blah, blah. And the ITKs, it was all Aulas's fault. But he's just trying to get the best price for his asset. It's like bog standard business. I don't think he's done anything wrong. And to be honest, I wish we probably behaved a bit more like he did. But yeah, from what we're hearing, it looks like that's not going to happen. Doesn't look like much is going to happen from what we're hearing at the moment, which is baffling because so the last window closed at the end of January, obviously. So you look at our squad on February the 1st or whatever day the window closed. And from then, we've obviously lost Guendouzi, losing Torreira, essentially lost Ozil, and added El Neni. Like,
I know, right? Yeah, and Ceballos and William.
No, Danny was there on the 1st of February, or whatever the date was. William isn't a midfielder. I'm talking about in the midfield.
Okay. Yep.
Like, so it's completely baffling. Like, not only forget the strength of the players and the ability, because we've been talking about adding like top players in our Iron Party, but just purely on numbers, we're massively down. As I said, you're replacing three essentially, Torreira, Guendouzi, Ozil, who were all playing in February. It's not like I'm talking about after lockdown when Guendouzi and Ozil didn't play anyway. I'm talking about when the last window closed. All three of them were getting game time and getting minutes. And we've gone from that to El Neni. Like, you've lost three bodies that were all playing and brought in one that really isn't good enough to play. He will get minutes. Obviously, he started our last two Premier League games now. But the reality is we've replaced three players that were playing and getting a lot of game time with one that shouldn't be.
Are you putting this down to the board? You putting this down to Arteta? You putting this down to people have been blaming Edu? I don't know where to go, man.
I don't know. I mean, I refuse to believe that Arteta has said this is good enough. Maybe they've told him we haven't got any money and he's had to accept it's good enough. I don't know. But there's no way anyone, like the board, Edu, Vinay, Arteta, Gunnosaurus, there's no way any of them can look at that team and think, yeah, it's actually worse than it was 6 months ago. So in terms of, we're a better team than we were 6 months ago. But I mean, in terms of the players, when you look at the names on the list, they're below the standard they were 6 months ago. So it's obvious to everyone. As I said, financially, we might not. I've never really believed we haven't got any money, but maybe it's the case. Or maybe they put all their eggs in one or two baskets of top quality and didn't highlight any potential backups. And now we're seeing the damage of that. I mean, the annoying thing is everyone has known for 6 months, if you want to get Thomas Partey, you played at the release clause and it's done. So there's no need to have a backup, or there's no need to go for him in the first place, because you've got two options. You either pay it or you don't. If you know you're going to pay it, you don't need a backup. If you know you're not going to pay it, stop wasting everyone's time.
Yeah, I've just added Jack to the chat, mate. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, mate. We're talking about this fucking transfer window, and we're hours away from deadline day. Deadline being done and finished, poof, all over, and this is our fucking squad.
I mean,
and I'm looking at Partey, and Tony just said, pay the release clause, for fuck's sake. Well, how come we haven't already?
I mean, look, the way it all comes across to me is that with Partey, it looked as though we were trying to get this great deal for Aouar, which seemingly we actually did, and then Aouar's brother's been a prick, literally. I saw these reports on Twitter from some genuine Leon accounts, basically saying that the brother was asking for stupid money and agent fees, and if that's true, it would make sense. I don't think we're finished. I trust what Arteta says. I reckon if stuff comes towards us today, we will go there. But I think just as it looked the whole summer, I think we've been held back on the fact that the old regime have put a lot of older players on very, very high wages. And unfortunately, because we are two players over the quota, I mean, we're not when Torreira and Guendouzi go, but then obviously we can't sign anyone. I think a lot of clubs knew that we had to reduce the size of our squad. And I reckon because of that, we've had a lot of really stupid offers for some of our players. And I think that if we can clear names today, I think we will trigger Partey's release clause as long as we have the space in the squad. Because what it looks like is that once Torreira and Guendouzi are done, which is basically they've both basically been confirmed, then it's a case of 1 in 1 out, and then we've got Kolasinac, Mustafi, Socrates, Saliba, all rumored to be leaving. Whether on loan or on a permanent is irrelevant because it still frees up that space for a foreign player.
Saliba and Guendouzi don't take up any space because of their age.
Saliba looks like going on loan to deadline day. Here we are. You reckon that'll happen?
Tony, with Saliba, if he goes, basically, we've been ready.
Your signal's horrible, but yeah, under 21, they don't have to be registered. You can register them in order to get the 3 years, but they don't have to be part of the 21 or 25 man or 17 on home ground.
His mic's fucked.
The others.
Yeah, I've had to mute you, Jack. Your mic is absolutely fucked, brother.
Once it's not me.
Tony, Saliba, do you think he'll go on loan today?
Who knows? I mean, that's an area we have a lot of players in. And if Arteta, from what he's seen in training and whatnot, believes he's not going to be playing anytime soon, it's probably better for him to get minutes elsewhere. Again, if there is financial issues and you're not going to use him, it's better to get someone else to pay his wages, or at least some of his wages, than us. But I don't know. I mean, the links were like, they came out of nowhere. He was definitely joining Rennes on loan, and then that got rubbished very quickly. And then there was nothing. And then today, I think I read Fulham maybe or something. I mean, Fulham would be a horrible, horrible loan. They're going to go down. They're a shambles defensively.
Yeah.
Confidence-wise, and like You don't want to bring him in his first season in England. He plays in a team that concedes 3,000 goals. And then it's automatically, Arsenal paid 30 million for this kid and he's not ready, blah, blah, blah. Or not even not ready, not good enough. Because that's what happens. It's different with Chambers because he was a bit older and he'd already played in our first team. And he'd already played a full season at Middlesbrough. And he was just going anywhere to get minutes. And that Fulham was the place it happened to be. And they were paying full wages at the time because they were chucking money at it. But I know people will say, but Chambers went there and it hasn't really done him much harm. But they're completely different circumstances as far as I'm concerned.
I know a lot of people are pissed off about Saliba and if he goes on loan. But for me, the midfield's our weakest, man. Like, we need to sort that shit out, eh? Like, we can't go the rest of the season with El Neni, Granit, Ceballos. What are we going to throw Willock there?
Well, that's the thing. If one of them gets injured, bear in mind we're going to have games, 2 games every week, pretty much, for the rest of the season. So you're going to need some rotation. And if one of them gets injured, you can't rotate. Willock can't really play that deep role. That all 3 of them play quite deep and get on the ball. Willock's more of a runner and he gets into good positions in an attacking sense. So you literally, we're one injury away from having to completely change our game.
It is, and then it is. Here we are, rotating door here, and we have Darren. I just put a link out and said, "Boys, we're talking deadline day, and whoever wants to join in, just fucking come on." So, Dazza, how are you, buddy?
Do I look like I've just got out of bed?
Mate, here I am sucking down a beer, enjoying life, and you look like fucking.
I look like Max every time he does the preview pod.
I was going to say you look like Max. Hang on, I've got to add one more because we now have Addy. How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm just, I don't even know, man. My head is gone. My heart is gone. Look. Today,
I was gonna say you're not good. You're not good. Stop
I'm not good,
us.
man. I'm not good. Look, it's today make or break, because today, if something doesn't happen, I cannot see me this whole season. I promise you.
Fucking hell! So
why did you just go mad African?
I don't know, man. You know when you're angry, you just go back to the roots, man. Oh my gosh.
You're all so negative.
Addy was in the WhatsApp group. He was in the WhatsApp group this morning. I'm thinking, save it for the pod. And we are going to do a review podcast of the Sheffield United game Wednesday, Addy. So just keep it quiet, okay? But what we're talking about, okay, at the moment is it's deadline day. And Tony, basically, I agree. He said we've basically got rid of. Bought in nobody. We've kept El Neni or bought him back from loan. We've got Ceballos. We've got Granit. Willock's going to kind of have to fill the role. Who else we got there? I'm trying to think. Midfielders. I don't know what's going to happen, boys. Dazza, what's happening with the transfer window, brother?
You're also negative. We're in the top 4. All the teams around us are falling to pieces. We bought 2 centre halves and William. Do you know? One more will just see us through.
We can't do this whole thing we can't do this season with what we've got, surely.
Another midfielder would certainly make the window, wouldn't it?
Smith Rowe, there's another.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's a collection of people. We could do with one more. I mentioned on the preview a couple of weeks ago that I thought Xhaka's looking a bit tired. He's done well to come back, but I think we need an upgrade there and somebody who's going to be quality alongside him. Ceballos was excellent yesterday. He looks like he's, it's fitness, isn't it? If he's injured, then we're fucked. That's the one for me. If we lose him, then I think El Neni's been superb, but we could do with an upgrade there. As it stands at the moment, we're okay, but we're only okay for a couple of weeks, and then we're fucked.
Ray Anderson, I love you, brother. You are a good supporter, but I will never, ever, ever stop supporting the Arsenal.
That's the most ridiculous comment I've ever heard. Will we stop supporting the club? Come on, fuck's sake. Do you know, it's only a transfer window. Millions of people dying all over the world, and if we don't spend any money, I'm going to stop the only bit of enjoyment in my life. Fuck off.
Lamar rumours. I don't know what's. I haven't heard the rumours there.
Well, let me tell you, Tez, 5 years ago, we were going to sign him. And I thought he'd be really good. He's now disappeared into the fucking back of beyond. And now he's past his best. We're probably going to pick him up. He's actually only about 23 now, isn't he?
And probably one leg. Addy, give us your take on it, brother.
This is the thing, like, obviously, we don't know what's happening in the background and anything like that. Another concerning thing is that we've had all this summer, I'm sure Arteta highlighted where he needed to improve. Obviously, and then he's come back in as a stopgap, I thought, for the parties and RRs and all those bigger players. But for me, it just looks like everything that we've tried to do just didn't come through. Like, and I obviously was sending Guendouzi out on loan. I see someone saying ESR, but he's always injured. So again, it's not even a thing where he is going to get fit and then come straight into the team. That's not going to happen. And again, the level of quality that you need, like even though teams around us are losing, but it just shows Everton are on point this year. Leicester are on point this year. Liverpool will be thereabouts again. Leeds are on point this year. So we can't just think that, oh, yeah, cool, all them other teams are losing, we're going to be good. When we come up against Leeds and Leicester, how are we going to play against those teams? And we do need the extra bodies. And unfortunately, I have to look at other teams. Everton picked up Allen. They picked up Corey. Like, literally.
Rodriguez.
Like, let's take out Rodriguez. I think Rodriguez came in with Ancelotti, and Ancelotti signed him 3 times, I think. Madrid, Bayern Munich, and now Everton. So they've got an affinity with each other. But the Allens and the Corys, like, come on, man. Decore, we should have just been on Decore from day one. We once, I think I mentioned it when we said, okay, who will we take from Watford? Decore was one of the players I mentioned. And I think we missed the boat again. We missed the boat on players that ain't going to cost that much money, but we could have put them in and we would have, that would have boosted the midfield. But
poor old Ray's copping it here at the moment. He's asking, so why I'll get the comment up. Hang on. Oh, poor old Ray. I like Ray. He follows on, anyone who follows us lads on YouTube, I'm fucking happy with. So why are you guys? Why are some of you guys going on like that? Addy said his head and his heart is hurting because we haven't done anything yet. Look, it's very simple, mate. Like, at the end of the day, we all love this club. We all love Arsenal to death, and we would do whatever we can as fans to do whatever we can to support this club and show our support. I've got tattoos of Arsenal. I've got Cannon tattoos on me. Like, mate, we will do what we can, but we still will vent our frustration when it comes to it. So, Addy, and you're one as well, mate. Tony, where do we go through? What happens? End of the day, mate, what happens?
We just need bodies in the midfield. I'm not going to put a name on it because I ain't got a clue. I mean, the guy from Lille, Samari, I'll be honest, I've never seen him. A lot of people go on about him. I don't know how much they've seen him and just seen stats or whatnot, but he was left out of their squad yesterday. They said, I think, like, to protect his transfer value or some shit, like, basically to make sure he doesn't get injured before he could sell him. I know we've been linked with him in the past. That's just one person I can think of, because, as I said, just the numbers in midfield, we're so short. And I mean, people mention Smith Rowe, and look, I'm a fully paid up member of the Smith Rowe fan club, as everyone knows, but he's also a lot more advanced, like, as in he's more of a 10. We need people that can play at the pace of that midfield.
Said he's now in PSV.
No,
Is
that's
that it?
another player. That's
Oh, that's
Sangare.
another player. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Right, sorry. I'll just shut my fucking mouth, these fucking players. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
sorry
so,
to
I
cut
mean,
you off.
we're just looking round. Like as I said, for me, we need a body, preferably two, but that doesn't look likely. So yeah, someone else that can look. For me, creativity is our biggest problem, and it has been basically since Arteta's been there. But there's players that can fill in, not well, but we've got names we can mention that can play that sort of role. You can play Willian as a 10. You've got Smith Rowe. Saka's been floating in and about there. I'm not saying any of these are ideal, but they're names you can put there. Whereas the deeper midfield, as I said before, we've got 3 names for another 34 Premier League games, at least 6 Europa League, and you're looking to hope to make that nearer the 20 mark, and then at least one more League Cup game and at least one more FA Cup game, and you're hoping to make them 3 and 7 respectively. So there's almost 50 games there, or well over 50 games there, and you're relying on 3 midfielders, 3 deeper midfielders. It's just not enough. The numbers just don't work out.
Darren?
Maybe we need to find somebody like I don't know, like somebody who can unpick defenses, like maybe Mesut Ozil, that type of character. Oh fuck, no, we've got him. Maybe we just need an upgrade on El Neni, somebody who's got a bit more energy and a bit more vision. Somebody like Guendouzi. Oh no, we've got him. Yeah, I'm lost. That's me.
Yeah, you're preaching to the converted. Like it doesn't make logically. Like if you just think logically, we're not using Ozil. We've got rid of Guendouzi. We've got rid of Torreira. They must know that you need to, when basically you lose 3 people, at least one must come in. Like it's maths. I don't need to know anything about football.
Tom, I know I missed the start of this, but are you all really lacking in confidence that there's not going to be a deal done today?
Yeah, I can't put a name on it.
I'll be honest. My confidence lacks where it's Tony just said. I can't put a name on it. Like, so the players we're linked with, I'm like, yeah, sweet, right? The last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're going, yeah, this deal's going to happen. I'm pretty happy there, Des. But when I'm thinking we're going to a panic buy of, look, and don't get me wrong, I might get crucified here, but a Jorginho on loan mightn't be too bad. But not my first priority, but mightn't be too bad. You know what I mean? Like, where is Arsenal going? Are we going we're not too bad of a club, or are we going for a top 4? We want Champions League again. That's where I'm at.
And that is it with me, because like Darren said it. Am I confident that what? Or do I have that feeling that Arsenal aren't going to sign anybody? Remember that season when we only signed Petr Cech? I remember last day of the transfer window, I was like, okay, cool, we're going to sign. Nobody came in. Nobody. And I was like, I can't believe we only signed a goalkeeper and no outfield players that year. I would be mad. And to be fair, I could see that happening. Like last year, I think everyone was buzzing. Pepe, we signed William Saliba, obviously he didn't come in straight away, but then we secured him. Like literally, like everyone was buzzing. This year, it's just we signed Gabriel. Look, you know what? Good signing. Like obviously everyone's talking central defense, but I thought like with that William Saliba coming in, I didn't think that centre back was a main position I wanted to sign, because William Saliba was coming in. But to be fair, Gabriel's coming in and done really well. So I'm actually happy with that. But then, like, it's with us actually on the prospect of not signing the critical positions that we need. I actually can't fathom it, but it's actually a huge reality that could happen.
And Addy, I'm not overly okay. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter really pissed off with Saliba heading on loan, if that happens, right, by a deadline day. If that happens, right, but that, for me, I'm not overly worried about, because I think, okay, yeah, right, we signed this kid. I don't know much about this kid. I didn't watch much of him last season. So maybe, hey, the powers of be above me have said, well, he's not ready for the Premier League. I'm fine with that. I'm looking at this fucking midfield, though, this season, and I'm thinking every podcast we're going to be saying we got outplayed in the midfield.
And that's it. Like, and if you look at, let's actually look at the midfield. Like, so Bios, like he is that creativity spark, and to be fair, I think he could go in the midfield with any other person, depending on what formation we want to play. And you know what, I think it's because why Arteta feels okay. You know what, maybe I don't need to sign midfielders. Maybe because he actually wants to stick with the three at the back. At the start of the season, I thought he was actually going to get the players in so he can shift it back to a back four and play his beloved 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. That's what I thought he was going to do. But now I think he's just going to keep it 3-5-2 or 5 at the back and like whatever formation.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Darren, I know you're very positive, bud. I know you were a very positive Arsenal fan, and I love it. I do love that about you. But surely, man, you must be worried. You must be a little bit worried.
I don't doubt that we'll get one in before the end. I just see some comments come up about Jorginho. Wow, that'd be excellent. People said we don't need him. We've got Xhaka. Xhaka, I think he's being eased out slightly. We thought he'd start every game this year, didn't we, Xhaka? And,
yeah, I did. Yeah.
And the way Arteta's playing with them dropping, these midfielders dropping back into the full-back positions and stuff, something that he'd got Xhaka doing last year. There's upgrades on Xhaka. If we can get an upgrade on Xhaka, then I think, we're a little bit of the way there. I'm convinced we'll buy someone. Jorginho would be a great signing for me. I think he's. I've just been away for a week with a Chelsea mate, and when that story dropped about Jorginho, he was gutted. He said he was one of their best players last year. Week in, week out, does the stuff. He'll be a terrific signing for us. I think there will be at least one that comes in today. And we have sorted out the back to a certain extent. Remember, we haven't got rid of Mustafi, Chambers, all these players we thought were going to go because of injuries. So we've got a lot of cover there. I don't know if it's quality. Gabriel's come in, done okay so far. Looks a bit clumsy to me still, but, it will take him 6 months to settle into the Premier League to get his confidence. Luis, as long as we don't give him the ball for the first 10 minutes, we're going to be okay because he takes that amount of time to get going. He does. All the mistakes he makes are in the first 10 minutes. Don't give him the ball in the first 10 minutes. Just play him up front. Keep him out of the way. And if Saliba stays, there's an exciting young kid who we can bring in, and we've got a lot of young kids. I'm sure we're going to sign some. Sure. And if it's Jorginho, I keep hearing about these players that party and who I don't really know. We're hoping they're going to be good because they're a name in a foreign land. That hasn't worked, has it, for us a lot of times? Guendouzi's coming. There's lots of players that will go, he's going to be fantastic, and they don't. They drop out. Jorginho's got Premier League experience, done it week in and week out, hit the ground running, upgrade on Xhaka. And I think I just saw a question there. Do I think Jorginho's an upgrade on Xhaka? Yes, I do. Yes, I really, really do. I think Xhaka's a really good, solid player, but he's the sort of player that we need to upgrade if we're going to get into the top four.
Mm-hmm. But, no, that's fine, mate. And look, and as I'm listening to you, I've got things going on in the background as well. You wouldn't fucking believe it. I have not seen or heard from this bloke since I almost died, right? I'm on my deathbed thinking of this bloke. And here he fucking is tonight. Deadline day. Schwinn. How are you, brother?
Not too bad. That's a whole load of bollocks, isn't it, that you haven't heard from me since? That's not true at all.
Hey, Tez, I actually thought you meant when you hadn't seen him since you nearly died, you were blaming him.
I can't blame poor bugger. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing really well. I mean, I'm hoping for some positivity and some activity in the market today to make me feel better. But I've woken up this morning and I've seen that I think Guendouzi is leaving, which is good that we've been able to ship someone out. But where the fuck is any player that is coming in? Any update I might have missed out on because I literally woke up 2 minutes ago.
So Guendouzi's looking to go. Obviously, who else we're looking at meant to be shipping off? Kolasinac I don't know what happened with him.
Yeah.
Has Torreira gone? What's happened with Torreira? Is he still about?
He's had his medical. He's had his medical, but apparently Atletico need to let 2 players go to bring one in because of their squad size. They've let one
and
go.
Is it one of those linked with us?
That's everyone's logic, but it's Arsenal and it costs money. So, yeah, potentially. But, well, when you say isn't one linked with us, do you mean Thomas Partey or Thomas Lamar?
Well, Partey, I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everyone's hoping, I guess, praying, begging for. But it's a weird one because he's done the medical. So if they don't get rid of anyone, do they just go, "Oh, sorry, mate, get yourself back to London"? It doesn't.
Yeah, I know. I'll still fuck this bloke. He's a good mate of mine, Hamza, and I still fuck his name up daily, right? I don't know. He's over there in the UK. He's saying AWA is still possible. I don't know, boys. So for me, it's dead. Surely to Christ. He's come out in the media, from what I read, and the deal's dead. Isn't it? It's all over.
Seems to be.
But no one's game to say anything.
Sorry, Tez, I weren't listening. I was just reading the questions. Who's Darren? What's this Darren all about?
Oh, they're up here, buddy. They're up here. Why is Darren so common? Look, Darren does our preview pods, and look, Darren, and once again, I say thank you every day to you because you did step up into my role when I was on my deathbed. So,
oh, what? Now you're blaming me for killing him? I want to get a show on. I want to get a podcast. I'm going to nobble Tez.
Takes a man on a horse, mate, not a monkey on a stick. Ray says, "Okay, Darren, Jorginho is more mobile than Xhaka. Nothing else, in my opinion."
Okay. Let's just say that I said he's an upgrade on Xhaka, so he's more mobile. What's the biggest criticism of Xhaka? He's not mobile enough. You know, I mean, there you go. It's an upgrade. It's a no-brainer. Fucking hell.
Yeah. We've lost Addy. Addy's dropped out. Schwinn, where are you at with this deadline day? And, well, where are you at with the window? Like, especially if we don't sign anyone, right? Where are you thinking we're going to finish?
It's hard to say because we are getting results and the team is improving. We're able to dig out results as well. We're playing well against the big teams, which is something we've not done in the last decade almost. And it's the smaller teams that we've struggled against. It's a point that Tony and some of the others have made on the podcast in the past few weeks. But we are able to dig out results, whether it was against West Ham, whether it was yesterday. But still, we need some more depth. We need some dynamism in the squad. We need that creativity. The most creative player at the club is no longer at the club in effect, and he's not playing at all. So we need someone who can help in the final third. Some of us thought Willian might be an answer, but I don't think it's a sustainable one even during this season. So we need someone. Everyone is expecting at least one incoming player, but we've been linked with Partey and Awar. And I don't think either of those look likely at this point. So it is strange. It's a failure in my regard. I don't think it's a successful market. We also haven't been able to ship some of the dead weight. The one player we have shipped, Martinez, I think is a better goalkeeper. I must admit, I'm not the biggest expert when it comes to goalkeepers, but I feel more confident as a spectator when Emi plays as opposed to Leno. That's my litmus test. So I do feel that we have to make moves. We have to back the manager to be able to, make progress as a club. And the absence of an incoming player today, I think, is a year wasted. At least we might do well. We might finish in the top 6 or maybe in the top 4. But we'd always look back and think, what if we had a better midfield or someone who could give us something extra going forward? And right now we're missing that.
No, it is hard. And Darren, you're getting absolutely smashed in the comments.
I don't care. It's the joy of being an optimist, okay? You lot can spend glass half full, glass half empty. You lot can spend all of your day in misery. I can spend all of my day happy. Okay, that's the difference.
Sam, you know what the problem is, brother? Sam says Darren usually talks a lot of sense.
Thank you.
I just don't share the same confidence we'll sign somebody. Problem with Darren at the moment is he's just woke up and he hasn't had a beer.
No. I've just got up. I haven't woke up. I woke up, watched Match of the Day again. That was that's why I was a bit late coming on. I was just watching that. Now I've been up earlier. No, honestly, I'm just. Well, there was another one. There was another question after the talk since Rick. I think
he gives me hope. MJ Burton says, "I love Darren's optimism. He gives me hope."
There was one from, I think it was Rick I saw. What did Rick say? Was that the one? We'll probably sign another fucking winger. That's it. Yeah. I hope so. I really hope so. I think if we could get Zaha from Palace, then we've got so many options. And one of these players, Willian, possibly even Saka, I think they're showing enough glimpses of being special that we could sit one in front of those two. We've got so much width. Go back to 4 at the back. I think there's lots of options. We're right. We're missing a central midfielder. Everything else, lots. Zaha would be a bit of the cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake for me. It's he's where do we fit him in? Wants to come to Arsenal. Yeah. No, not to that one.
Bakayoko.
It's transfer deadline day.
It is.
Yeah.
Mate. It's full on. Tony, if and Darren just mentioned Zaha there, and look, we went in for ridiculous money last window. There's still hope on this party, however you pronounce it, thing happening. They got to walk into the office. They got to pay the fee. Do you see that happening, or do you think, well, or Zaha? Because my thoughts are, well, if you're not going to pay the 45 million earlier in the week, well, why are we waiting till deadline day?
Yeah, I mean, the convenient story that was going round was that we had to get our first and then we could do the release clause. I mean, whether that was complete bollocks, which it probably was, remains to be seen. I kind of in the same school as thinking as you. I don't think that you wait till the last day to walk in with a big briefcase with £45 million in it. It just doesn't. It's not logical. And then even if that was the case, why go and do it now? Walk in there at 9 o'clock this morning. There's no benefit of waiting until later in the day. Just start getting, and it's what usually you go, you don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but with the Liga release clauses, you literally have to, they will announce it because they have to tell Atletico, because you literally have to go to the league, you don't go to the club, so it's known. It's not anything that's happening behind the scenes.
What are we about lunchtime over there now?
11 here. So 12. We've got just under 12 hours to go till window closes. Not sure what time Spain's window closes. If it's the same, they're an hour ahead. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Fucking hell! What
11 hours of joy, 11 hours of anticipation, 11 hours of excitement.
What a mess! Oh, for fuck's sake, mate! If I'm going to buy a car, a boat, a house, or whatever, I'm going to fucking do it now. I'm not waiting till fuck knows when. Oh, it's a disaster, lads. I don't know.
No, but tomorrow could be the disaster. We can see the iceberg, but we haven't hit it yet. Okay.
I can see we're going to be on a podcast on Wednesday, and we're going to be talking Sheffield United Wednesday, and I'm going to be fucking filthy, absolutely filthy with this fucking window. Addy, you're back, brother. Welcome back. I don't know if you've been listening to us.
Technical issues.
What do you reckon, mate? Do we sign anyone? I'm going to go round the table, get last thoughts. Do we sign anyone today?
We don't sign anybody today. There's going to be a report that Arsenal put in a bid for someone, but unfortunately we ran out of time and bang. But yeah, no, we don't sign no one today.
Schwinn, do we sign anyone today or not?
I think we could. My gut feeling says
Get off
that
the
we're going to
fence.
definitely. No, I think we. Yeah. I mean, I think we will. I doubt it's going to be in midfield. I think it's going to be a compensatory signing. I noticed someone mentioned that there's a Lamar on loan possibility. I could see us trying to fill in the gap somewhere else, or buying a player, that gives us something. But I don't think it's going to be a key signing. I don't think it's going to be a walk into the team right away sort of signing, and it's going to be an opportunistic one. But as Tony mentioned, if there was something happening, it would be out there for all for us to see, and I doubt there's something like that happening just yet.
Tony, do we sign someone today?
No.
Is that what you got? Like, can you let it roll out for at least 30 seconds?
I can talk for 5 minutes if you want. Logic would tell you and maths would tell you that we have to, but because I can't put a name on it, I just can't see anything. And at best, I can see an absolute panic of someone we don't really need, just because they're available and they can go, oh, look, as Addy said, similar to what Addy said, look, we tried. It seems like Arteta's only ever wanted to add if they improve, like from his press conference stuff. And you're looking out there now, who's going to improve us that's available with 11 hours to go, 12 hours to go, and we can afford with this unknown or budget that doesn't exist. And I mean, as I said, until I can put a name on it, I'm going to say no.
The fact that El Nini's in this team, yeah, and we basically can't improve on him. And we have players better than El Nini, but then from what I'm seeing, we're putting our hopes and season on El Nini. I'm flabbergasted.
Well, two that are better than him are going out on loan today.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense to me either, Eddie. Mate, I'm going to see a fucking rough old year of podcasting, I can tell you right now. And I don't want to. I don't want to go. Okay, Darren. We're going to sign it. What's your thoughts, brother? We're going to sign anyone today?
We're going to lose 3, sign 2. And I just want to pick up a couple of points. One, Schwinn. Oh, he's still moaning about Martinez. He's left the club now. Move on. Leno's a fantastic goalkeeper. Get behind him. Martinez, we don't know what he's going to be like over the course of the season. I watched him yesterday. Commentators didn't like him
since he was on his deathbed. So I'm just giving my 2 cents since then, right?
Yeah, but it's gone. It's history. Let's talk about. Oh, I hated it when Frank Stapleton left the club in 1980 to go to Manchester United. It hurt me death. It was a bad decision. Fuck, we kept Alan Sunderland. Oh, it's gone. It's past. It's in the history now. Let's Martinez have a really good career apart from when he plays us, and let's get behind Bert Leno, who's a superb goalkeeper. Addy,
who can't play up in the back.
Addy, El Neni. I agree with most of what you said. But you cannot fault him on his performances so far this year. He looks a much improved player than he was when he left the club 12 months ago. And he's linking the play that we didn't have before. Upgrade on him, upgrade on Jack. I absolutely agree. Is Terrera any better? Didn't do much for me in his time at the club. Who else is there that's actually better? I don't know. El Neni, base it on if El Neni was a new signing this year and he's played 4 times, we'd be going, do you know what? This player looks quite tidy. If he'd have come through our youth ranks and was just making his debut at 18, 19, we'd be going, wow, this player's got something about him. He's calm on the ball. He works with Arteta's system where they can play it from the back. Doesn't give the ball away. We'd be saying he's good. Just because he wasn't so good 2 years ago, he's improved over 2 years. So let's not write him off as terrible. That's all I'm saying. Upgrade, absolutely.
I don't just come up on that. El Neni, I think I said it in previous podcasts, is a safe player. He's going to do the safe pass. He's going to make sure it goes sideways rather than forwards. As long as he sees any risk in it, he won't do it. And yes, he does suit Arteta's system perfectly. But as you can see, when we play Liverpool, non-existent. And that's the issue. And we're trying to go top 4. Even top 6. And I said this year, we're going to have trouble getting that top 6 because it looks like other teams have improved And unfortunately, I don't think we've improved. So when we need those midfielders that can actually get the ball in trouble, we don't have that. And El Neni is not that player. And
Tez,
that's
can I have a right to reply there, please?
Go on.
All right. For a start, yeah, the other teams around us are getting better. Liverpool just let in 7 to Aston Villa. Manchester United just let in 6 at home to Tottenham. Fuck me, yeah, they're getting much better. Every week they look better and better and better. You mentioned Arteta 3 or 4 times in that. Arteta, he is Arteta. El Neni is Arteta. Arteta. Gilberto Silva was Arteta, was El Neni. There's difference in class there. You know, when you get a really good one like we've seen in the heart of the Manchester City midfield for years, these players who can turn on a sixpence. You know, he's not as good as Santi Cazorla. He's not as good as those players. But let's not write him off as being terrible. He started the season really, really well. You know, really well. He was picked yesterday in front of Granit Xhaka, who Arteta loves. He's got him back in the club. He picked the best 2 in our club at the moment. Now, I'm not saying we don't need an upgrade, but please look at what you're seeing and say, fuck me. If this player had just come in, we'd be going, wow, do you know what? He ain't bad. But we've decided, like we've decided on Lacazette, not good enough, get him out of the club.
Keep smashing him at Deli Gooner, isn't it? Not at clock and talk.
Look, I don't. El Neni's not a terrible player, and I don't think I mentioned he's a terrible player. I've only mentioned El Neni is a safe player, and I agree with you. He's an Arteta player. He is literally Arteta, and I don't think that progresses. I don't think that gives us that extra to move us forward. And this is the thing, yeah. Liverpool lost yesterday. Man United lost yesterday. But this is the thing. We play Man United soon. We've played Liverpool. We've lost. Leeds gave Man City a game. Sorry, Tez, I'm supposed to say all of this in the podcast, but I need to get a little bit out now, yeah?
Shut up.
When we come up against them teams, yeah, how influential is El Neni going to be? And that is my problem. That is it with El Neni. He's a very safe player. He's going to keep the ball for you, but us breaking lines to go forward and playing those through balls and killer balls, you ain't getting that with us. Not okay. Yeah, but yeah, that's it for me.
No, I'm hearing you. Like now, the other thing I want to mention, right? You boys all got your say. I don't know. Look, we might get a signing. I don't know. The one thing I do wonder though is where is the Jorginho rumor coming from? Because don't know if you lads watched Chelsea v Crystal Palace. He was absolutely superb. Now, why? I'm just thinking, like, just logically up in the top of my fucked up little brain, why would Chelsea want to loan a player out to their rivals in Arsenal who's fucking actually pretty good for them? I just don't get that one. So, unless somebody else said something, I don't get it.
Tez, the story I saw, and I was away, and I was away drinking for a week, but I was with a West Ham, a Tottenham, and a Chelsea mate on holiday. The story came about that Chelsea wanted to buy Declan Rice from West Ham United, and that deal would only go through if they could shift Jorginho out. That's the only bit I heard. I didn't see any other link than that. Is that Chelsea wanted to buy Declan Rice, and that would free up them they would have to shift a player, and that would be Jorginho. That's all I know.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think Rice did go to him. So from or just about, if it hasn't been announced, I thought it was not far from being announced.
They've never made an offer for Declan Rice up until we started. Up until we started recording, Chelsea have not made an offer for Declan Rice.
Yeah, okay. It might just be a paper talk one that there's no substance to whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, it
might
just be
something like that. Yeah,
but I thought it was interesting that the players involved. Rice was excellent for West Ham yesterday. Jorginho was excellent for Chelsea, and El Neni was excellent for Arsenal.
Now, I think it'll be some kind of signing in the Premier League who's there already. I don't know, Tony, if it'll be somebody from France or Spain, because what's your quarantine stuff happening there? Like, are they players still have? They go straight through.
Yeah, there's no quarantine.
Yeah, right. Okay, right.
It's the way it's been the whole time. It was as soon as players went back, there's I kept talking about elite athlete exemption.
Yeah, about that thing. So I thought, well, maybe football players weren't exempt. About boxing
Yeah, no,
players.
they are. It's because it was only once they went back to training, because then they were getting tested when they were off in the summer, because they weren't getting tested. They weren't qualified as elite athletes, but as soon as they went back to training, that's with Danny Ceballos. We signed him a day after he went back to training, so he didn't have to quarantine. If we'd have signed him 2 days earlier, he would have had to do 2 weeks quarantine. So he literally done one session with Real Madrid, and then signed for us. He flew over that night and signed for us the next day.
Okay, right. The obviously news coming out on wherever it is, Twitter or somewhere, because Party's PR guy is tweeting a little hourglass. So make of that of what you will. It says Gurna Vignac. So I don't know, boys. Maybe Party. Doesn't the transfer window for England not end 2 weeks later than today? No, Ray, you've got about 12 hours, brother. 12 hours, mate. Probably less now, I suppose.
I think maybe that's the championship. Is that the championship? The rest of the English clubs actually.
For England,
I think there's a little bit more time
for
after
England,
that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So what is he saying? You boys, what, you can sign someone from championships?
Yeah, that'd cheer everyone up, wouldn't it?
That's what I was thinking. What the fuck would you want there?
New signing from Leighton Orient. Yeah, come on.
Be Tony's, mate. The old AFC bill, somebody says big money, McShane AFC bill, like fair dinkum. I'd rob a bank with this bloke, because this AFC bill, mate, he has been on the Party fucking thing all window, and he is not letting it go, mate. He's like a fucking dog with a bone, this kid. He's stating that Arsenal making contact to get him within the last hour. So, anyway, what do you think? Do you think that'll happen? Schwinn, where are you? You're quiet, mate. What do you think that'll happen?
I don't think so. It's just too late, and we haven't heard anything about it. Even forget today, even in the last few days, it seems like those rumors have gone quiet. So I mean, we know what they want, so we know exactly what to offer, and it seems like the personal terms have also been agreed by all accounts. So it's there to happen, but for some reason we're choosing not to spend that sort of money, and I think that's going to be a barrier in completing that deal.
Fucking, I don't know. Anyway, boys, hopefully 12 hours I'll wake up and I'll go, we've signed somebody.
Two people.
Two people then. I just want to say quickly, times are tough when the poor old Gunnosaurus gets a sack, Tony.
No, I missed that story. Is he really?
Yeah. Well,
I met him. Did I tell you I've met him undressed?
Yeah, so it's been him since 1993, and he's been laid off. The thing is, I mean, it's only Ornstein that said it in a moment, and Ornstein said for now, like they've laid him off for now, and then every other media outlet's jumped on it. Disgraceful, Arsenal offer Ozil 300k a week, and they sack their dinosaur. It's like, I'd imagine that when games come back, they will have a Gunnosaurus, whether it'll be the same guy. I mean, he's got to be. I've never actually seen him.
He was old. I mean, he was older than me. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's. I mean, whether we get a new younger model within the dinosaur when fans are back, but I mean, yeah, people have gone so over the top about the story. What do you need a 60-year-old bloke in a dinosaur for when there's no one at the games anyway?
Me.
I'm just picturing this really, really old bloke going, for fuck's sake, I just wanted to retire, lads.
Look, he was retirement age, trust me. I met him about 2 years ago in the Arsenal dressing room when I was doing a bit of work with Arsenal. It was fantastic. He came in, he didn't have he'd just taken his thing off because he'd done a photo shoot or something, and I met him in the Arsenal change room. He was a lovely old boy, told me a lot of stories. Mad fan of the club, been there a long time, and he looked like he was probably ready to retire, and now there's nothing for him to do, is there? So me, if they want a replacement, me. I've been called a dinosaur.
Bring in a younger one. I'm just going to run through some comments here very quickly, and you can follow us at @clockend_talk. I've also launched Patreon back again today. People will see, and basically this here that you see now, this random shit going up live and us just going up live, it costs money. So I'm like, yeah, I don't mind doing it, but hey, I'm a pensioner now. I feel sorry for me. I nearly died type of shit. Nah, I'm just like, look, patrons there, and I just enjoy it. I enjoy doing exclusive shit as well for patrons. So jump over on our patrons, and you can, I think it's $5 a month just for people who want to show their support, who have asked me, Tez, where can I show my support for you lads, because yous are awesome. So Connor says we're getting party, just seen him down the shops. Run down there, Daz, you might see him, mate. Couple other ones. MJ Burton 23 says, can we get Arteta and Edu to play in the midfield? Yeah, please. Who else we got here? Hamza, fight you for it. He's talking about the Gunnosaurus, Daz, so you got competition there. He also says the domestic transfer league lasts till 16, but somebody said, oh yeah, so the 16th that window shuts, lads. What's that mean, Tony? Just
so England to England, but there's some confusion because I think it's moves from Championship and below. I don't think Premier League to Premier League can happen, but I might be wrong. But I'm usually not. So I think the domestic window is open till the 16th, but not for Premier League clubs to bring in players, I think.
I hate to agree with Tony, but I think that's exactly right. I think we can buy from the lower leagues, but we can't. I think we can pick up from the lower leagues still, or we can sell to the lower leagues, but there's no more Premiership trade.
You can definitely sell. I don't think you can buy.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So we could still sign Jorginho until the 16th. So he's basically saying Premier League, the Premier League, and you boys are saying no, that's not right. Okay. Darren's shaking his head, but this will go on podcast later, so then people saying you shake your head aren't going to know what you're talking about. Okay, that's about it. Look, it was random. I just think, Ozil. Fuck, what do we do there? I can't believe Ozil has outlasted Gunnosaurus, says Sam.
Great comment, Sam. Great comment.
I had to mention that one.
That's what we do with Ozil for his last year of his contract. Make him work. Put the hat on.
Yeah. And Rick says, well,
Rick's doing the same thing,
get the Gunnosaurus gig.
Yeah, Rick, sorry. I beat
good
you to
stuff,
it.
lad. Good stuff. Okay. Look, thank you everybody for listening, and it was very random just to pop up here, but transfer deadline day, I thought, well, let's do it. Let's just have a yak and see what happens. I'm going to wake up in 12 hours time to, let's hope somebody, I'll have a party maybe. I don't know. Fuck knows. But anyway.
Wait, so what happens if we do sign 3 or 4? What, are we coming back? Are we jumping back on that? So I can like say, oh my goodness.
Yeah, Tez is sending me the login details, so if anything good happens, I'll be jumping on.
If anything.
Yeah, so I'll be asleep. I'll let Tony sort out what's going on. So him and Schwinn and Addy or whoever wants to jump on, you boys can come on and talk about if we've signed somebody and go from there. How's that?
Yeah. Also, Tez, if possible, I still like to do the preview show on Thursday if Max is about. Lots to talk about, lots of people to wind up, lots of people to enthuse, lots of people to make more optimistic. So
I love it.
If Max is about, then we'll do that still on Thursday, and we'll do a show looking at what's been happening.
Excellent. And Dazza, congratulations, because you boys, mate, I fucking had to keep looking on my phone. I was blown away. Right, you ready for it? Yep. I think I already told you, right? But I'll tell the listeners. 3,500 people downloaded your show, the preview show, and I was like blown away, mate. So congratulations, brother.
So I have a very, very, very big family.
I was absolutely blown away. Rick says, good night, lads. He's in Australia, I presume. So good night, Rick, to you. And look, thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for downloading. Keep your eye out on our socials. Tony will be sorting out deadline day stuff if something else happens. I'll be back on Wednesday or Tuesday night UK time, and we'll be discussing Sheffield United. So thank you, everybody, for listening. Good night, good morning, good day, good to fucking hell out of here. See yous.